Hello, welcome back. Tonight I will talk about a book of mine, a grimoire, a very beautiful grimoire, a larger grimoire, a larger type of book on the subject of Gusion. This is the title of the book, Gusion. As I've said, this is a recording part of a playlist where I speak different things about Gusion himself or about the book. There is the connection of my grimoires or my book that I have written, a part of them that are connected to the grimoires, to the Ars Goetia of King Solomon. So there is that knowledge, of course, that carries a certain type of origin as well. It is a part of historical remembrance, the idea of membrane or remembrance. There is the element of coming together. So the thematic of Gusion speaks about many things, no? We say, well, the name is Gusion, 3 syllables, number 6, 2, 3, 6, no? There is a certain gate or a certain point of view that one can understand Gusion. So, of course, in the book, the description is very detailed and very beautiful. It's the purpose of the book as well, to create a strong character, to create a character that the reader loves, the reader appreciates or respects, or even can love, no? So Gusion, if we see him on the cover, he represents the lion. The lion is always a royal sign or symbol. It represents that he is King Gusion, no? And of course the element of the key. He carries the key. He has keys. There's the element of the magician, but of course not any type of magician. Gusion is Gusion. There is a pride that comes with his name, so to say. All these elements are included in his name. The G, there's the letter of the king, or the number 5, Gu, G, U. That's where the vocal, no? Then we have S, then E, O. It's a mirroring between O, the two vocals, and E, the opening to that mirror of that possibility of that gate or of that door. It is the secret number 3, the secret number key, no? So there's always some type of secrecy or secrecy that comes to Gusion. There are some things that are revealed and some things not. And it's perfectly fine, no? There is this element of balance that comes with number 6 as well. And then we have O, the mirroring with the Gusion, no? The U, E, O, the 3 vocals, and then the N. That's the beautiful accomplishment, and it's something very elegant that is accomplished, something higher level of something royal. The G that even makes me think of the letter K, not of the name of the king, but it ends with the G. So the king, the Gusion. It sounds very French for me, the name Gusion. One can pronounce it, of course, differently. Gusion, sometimes even different representation of that name. So it has different meaning as well. There are slightly differences in the pronunciation of his name. And in the book, he speaks about different type of things. One can check the description text below, and there you have a link to the book or to the playlist. So there is the interest in the book as well, in the Grimoire of Gusion. And the symbol of the star as well, not to say the symbol of the honor, as part of him as well. As we see on the cover, we have this pentagram, the number 5, it's almost like a 5-corner star, that's the meaning of the pentagram, a circle by a circle, there's the element of the circle as well. It's like a sign of protection or something, even holy or something good. So there is the element of Gusion as something very good, something very loyal, something very brave, something very honorable, something that demands respect and truth. There is that element of seriousness as well that comes with his mastery. The colors are a little bit more on the darker or gray sides. There is this element of the golden king, you know, or the knowledgeable king. There's the element of what makes a king, or what makes a king good, or what qualities a good king has, no? Of course, there's the element of bravery, of courage, of respect, of a good form of authority, or a wise, deep understanding of things, and it's hard, you know, to find solutions in difficulty as well. There's the element of regaining something or finding the solution of something. Gusion does give that key, you know. It can be a different key, or that unlocks that thought or that question that you could not answer, or that idea that you could not, you know. There is that element of the key. And I find that a very beautiful aspect of Gusion. As I said, the book is really, really nice. I recommend to everyone to read the Grimoire of Gusion that I have written. It's called, as I said, Gusion, the Hymnal Seer, and the Voice of the Lion Who Rose Through Time. It is a connection, of course, as a representation of Gusion as well. At the same time, Gusion has different names or representations in different ways, no? Sometimes appears only his name, sometimes appears this element of the hymnal seer of the book, or the book of secrets, or the keys. There's this element of hermeticism in him as well, of Hermes, no? The god Hermes, or hermeticism, that works with the key of understanding something, no? The key is the symbol of unlocking or understanding, or having the idea or the realization of something, or being able to open the door, have that answer. The same, the symbolistic of the fountain, no? Of the element of the water. So there is answer and a question and answer. There is a game of light and dark, of fast movement, or something that is there, you know, a presence, a certain type of authority that Gusion carries within himself. So it is that element of the royal. And the circle too is important as well, no? The element of the circle, no? And then a certain type of contrast as well. So while there is the element of darkness, at the same time there is the element of the play of the colors, Gusion loves the element of the colors, or can give answers in unexpected ways, or you know, this type of feeling, like certain type of intuition, or telepathy, or deeper understanding, no? And I know that Gusion is very knowledgeable, and in the book one can really understand the character truly if there is interest in Gusion. As I said, recommend the Grimoire, the book. It speaks, you know, in the form of a story, in a lyrical form, this thematic of Gusion that of course carries a lot of meaning in different elements that I will call them very interesting, especially when combined. And the element of the lion, of course, represented fierce power, that loyalty, that correctness, that truth, that dual balance of the nature, or day and night. No, the lion represents the sun of the day, and the king of the night, or the king of the jungle. No, the boss, or the power, or the one who rules, or the one who decides, no, or changes something. There's the element of change. And Gusion, of course, is a master commander, so there is the element of a battle, or the element of the lion, of him being supreme, or him never losing, no? There is the element of success, the element of the intelligence of that being, or the physical ability of that being as well, and other qualities that it carries. So the image is very beautiful. No, it's almost like a desert land, and then a beautiful red sunset, or something very warm, something very calm, very beautiful. Gusion does bring that peace, that strength, that power, that acknowledgement towards you or others. There is element of the mirror as well, of that experience that one can have with Gusion or can understand through Gusion. There is an element of mirage. There is an element of magic, but in a mirage way. The element of is here or not, no? The mirage. The part of the dream that you love, or the part of the fantasy that, you know, there is the element of yet but not yet, or be or not be, or there's the element of ping pong, you know, it moves fast sometimes, left and right. There's an answer in that as well. There is a purpose to that as well. That's what Gusion says. There is, if the movement is fast, is a meaning. If it's slow, it has a meaning. The distance and the movement and the space does give us answers as well. Before we reach that place, there is a recognition in the road, a recognition of that element of the future that Gusion entails in his dominion as well. So there are many elements combined together to create something, of course, spectacular, no? Very beautiful. There's a ballet, but it's exquisite element of the king, always, of the royal element of the king. And of course the element of the knowledge is that element of the robe, no? The element of the knowledge that a king has, of course, no? So or even of that truth, that say where the king is connected through that element of the truth. And of course, I invite you to discover the book, the Grimoire of Gusion, as I said in these recordings. If you want to listen to the others, are quite interesting as well, where I speak about different aspects of his personality and about the book as well. I think the presentation of the book is really very nice. It really gives a very good idea of Gusion and a very beautiful story as well. So there is the element of creating a book that I really love. It is a large book, around 300-400 pages, and it does carry the story of Gusion, as of course the interesting elements or the parts that wanted to be part of this book in a way of telling the correct story or the correct understanding of Gusion. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, bye.